Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are continuing with the part 2 of my Hot Wheels Basic Line 2022 unboxing. If you missed part 1, go check it out. We unboxed the first 21 models of my Basic Line collection from 2022. And just as a reminder, I don't collect the whole Basic Line because those are really a lot of models. I just collect the models that speak to me. We have another 21 models today, from sleek supercars to these wild concept cars, and here and there some of these movie and series rides. So let's get to it. Just like before I put my mat here, I will start parking the cars here. I don't think that the 21 will be visible in the video at the same time, but we are going to try. And we are going to start with this one. I will focus it a bit better here. This is the number 123. It's a first edition, like we have already discussed. I'm a sucker for the first edition, and this is the Glory Chaser. The Glory Chaser is a really interesting model because it takes inspiration from these race cars, these open roadster race cars from the 50s and 60s. As you can see, it has really this vibe of these early Shelbys or these early Jaguars, or at least it looks to me like that. It's a really beautiful model. As I said, it was a first edition in 2022. That's also why it has the 2022 number. I don't remember it was other colors in the same years. I think that there were, and it has been released a couple of other times, and the last time I think that it was with the Golf livery and also as a super treasure hunt. So it's a really interesting and beautiful model. This is the Glory Chaser. And now we go to this guy. This was a really recent model, is the Nissan Z Proto. I will open it for you. I'm really happy that Hot Wheels decided to release the Nissan Z. Hot Wheels has a history of releasing several really nice models of the Fair Lady Z or the 300Z or all the Zs that you can imagine, and this one is a really nice tribute, if I can say. You have painted details in the back, you have the painted details on the front, you have full details. Of course the base is plastic, but I think that the proportions of the car look really nice. The color is, I think that the original colors of the car were blue and yellow, and this one even has the side mirrors. Just so you know as well, the roof is, everything is plastic. As you can see here on the top, is not part of the casting ends here. But all in all, I think that the Nissan Z Proto is a really beautiful model. We will continue with the Layin Lowrider. This is an original Hot Wheels models. I will open it for you. This model, like the other two, is a first edition, and you can see that it's taking inspiration from the 60s Lowriders. The model is really nice. It also has this livery that resembles to the models of those times. Let's say the feature of the car is, you can see this part of the wheel here, is because when you're moving the wheel, the engine is rocking side by side. So this is a action feature that the model has, and it only included in the 2022 release, because after that I think that it was released again 1 year after or 2 years after, I'm not entirely sure, but this feature was removed and the hood is flattened. So if you want to get this version, you have to get the 2022. It was released in a few other colors, and this one for me was the best in red, and of course it has little high rank on the front ones that you see it here, but it's a really interesting release from Hot Wheels. To continue, we go from the revival. Let's say this is the, oh, it's not helping me the light, but this is GMC Hummer EV. This is the first time that the brand is reusing the Hummer name, reviving the Hummer name with this model. So let's check it, let's make it free. I mean, I don't know how many people will be interested in an EV Hummer, because one of the things of the Hummer should be a huge engine, but in terms of a toy, in terms of a model car, I think that it's a really nice addition to the collection, especially if you collect big trucks. As you can see, when I was turning it here, you see a little skateboard. The model comes in yellow. I think that it was also the first release of the real car in yellow. You have also side mirrors, all these features of the plastic roof and high stance. It's an interesting model, I like it. It has been reused again for sure, but just like the previous one, this was a first edition and that's why it made it to the collection. We were mentioning that we were going to have some movie stars. This one is a series star and I think that you know this car. This is the K.I.T.T Super Pursuit mode. The first thing that I noticed is that this model is super heavy, or it's not super heavy, but it's heavier than the other main lines or the basic lines. This model is not a new one, it has been released before, but always in premium, always in the pop culture or entertaining series, whatever you want to call it. This is the first time that the model is receiving the basic treatment. That's why also it's kind of a first edition in basic line, so this one of course will roll better in the track. That's also another reason why I also wanted the basic version besides the premium. And well, if you were a follower, sorry, the focus is not helping me, but if you were a follower of the series, you know that the Super Pursuit mode was presented to the public in the season 4 of Knight Rider, and it has of course these exaggerated proportions, and the interiors are really interesting because they replicate the same interiors that we saw in the Knight Rider car in the series, so it's a really beautiful one. And of course, if you're a fan, you need to get the Super Pursuit mode. The next one in our list is this really specific and special car. This is the Barbie Extra. The Barbie Extra, just like the cars that we have seen so far, with the exception of the Super Pursuit mode of K.I.T.T, is a new model, and this was completely first edition from 2022. The car is a representation of a real toy car that Barbie uses in some bundle. The doors open like scissor doors to the top. Here is a pool for the dog in the back. It's a interesting Barbie release. It's actually quite heavy and, as you can see, a little bit chunky. For what I read, this model also was built in the real life as a concept car. So I think that is a nice addition. You see the star taillights and the Barbie, I think that it's a Barbie there, Barbie Extra, I think that it says in the back, and also has star headlights and the Barbie badge in the front. It's a really interesting and beautiful model, and if you also collect the other Barbie models, of course this one has to be in your collection. Then we go with this guy, and you will ask why this is not in the blister. Well, this model I opened it for a short when I was comparing the Koenigsegg Gemera. This is the Koenigsegg Gemera, just forgot to tell you. When I was comparing the Hot Wheels Koenigsegg Gemera with the Matchbox Koenigsegg Gemera, you can see the video up here. It was a short, so you can see the difference between the two models. It's a first edition, first time that Hot Wheels was releasing this in this kind of cement gray color with the amberish interiors. I don't know if it's the interior seems to be white, I think. I'm not entirely sure. No, once that you see, the window is rolled down, so the interiors are kind of yellowish, and this kind of amberish plastic or amberish windows make it look even more yellowish. In the back we have the Ghost, the classic Koenigsegg Ghost, and let me just focus it better in the back so you can see also the design of the taillights. They are painted, but I think that they are really well done. Also the diffuser in the back, and you have also the painted headlights. The really beautiful rendition of the Gemera. And if you're not tired of new models, first editions and everything like that I'm always having, this is also first edition. This is the Lucid Air. Lucid Motors is an American company that creates or builds EV cars. This car is supposed to be competing against the Tesla S and the Taycan, Porsche Taycan, and this type of models. It's a sober, simple design. I would say pretty similar to the type of designs that Tesla is makes us used to. But it's a beautiful one. It's an unusual one. You see the whole big window here that goes also to the roof, and in the back a completely different back window. It's an interesting model in the silver with all the details in the front and also in the back. The Lucid Air. The first editions continue with this 95 Jeep Cherokee. Hot Wheels has released Cherokees or Grand Cherokees or Jeeps from different years, but this is the first time that it releases this 95 Jeep Cherokee. It's not only the simple basic model of the Jeep. As you can see, it has some slight customizations or modifications. Also, you see the roof rack, and in the back you have the gas cans and the spare wheel. It's a really beautiful all-road model, and the color also makes it look like foresty, if I can say that. For me, it's really nice, and it makes a really nice addition to the Jeep collection. Reaching the number 10, we have our first motorcycle. I think that is the first because I don't remember opening any motorcycle in the previous video. Hot Wheels doesn't release that many motorcycles, and I don't collect that many motorcycles, but I think that this one is a really nice one. This is the BMW R nineT Racer. The nineT Racer has a really, let's say, simple design. You see that the motorcycle is white, and then you have some kind of classic BMW colors here by the side, and the BMB logo. Sorry, it's BMB. I have seen the video, but there are not any more details, not here in the console or anywhere else, and the rest of the bike is just black with these classic motorcycle wheels from Hot Wheels, like all terrain. But I like the design, I like the idea that releasing this nice model. What I don't like is that there's no way that you can make this model stand. There's usually, when they release the motorcycles, either they have thicker wheels that they allow them to be standing by themselves, but when they have these slim wheels, they usually include a base where you can put it so it doesn't move. This time it's not included, and of course you cannot make it stand. That's the only negative part. So this is the nineT Racer. Well guys, the first edition continue. I have a lot. This is another first edition. This is the Tesla Roadster. Tesla released a Roadster, I don't remember the year, it was like one of the first models. I think that the first model that Tesla released was Tesla Roadster, that actually Hot Wheels as well released. I will put the picture somewhere around, but this one was the, let's say, revised version of the Roadster, and this is the first time that Hot Wheels is releasing it in this kind of silvery gray color. It's a simple design, I would say, similar to what I commented with the Lucid Air. Is kind of a sober design. It's for me it's beautiful. It's a pretty model, and what is interesting to know is that the glass, the roof of this Tesla Roadster was borrowed from the sister company, from Matchbox. Matchbox also released this Tesla Roadster, and they kind of borrow the roof, the plastic roof, to the sister company. This is the Tesla Roadster. Now we go to this original model from Hot Wheels. This is called Dimachinni Veloce. The car looks inspired by the Group B rally from like a lot of years ago. I don't remember the dates, but I see it a bit some kind of references to the Lancia Stratos or the Lancia 037. I think that's the name. So it's also made in Italy. It's a really beautiful, wide and long car, and also, as you can see, it has the Castrol logo, so some licenses there, Firestone as well. It's a really beautiful release from Hot Wheels. As I say, original model from Hot Wheels, first edition as well, but I think that a lot of rally car fans will love this monster, Dimachinni Veloce. More first editions, more motorcycle, or second motorcycle is the Honda Super Cub. The Honda Super Cub, for what I read, is the most sold vehicle in the world. It's cheap, it's resistant, it helps everybody move around. It's also economic in the consumption. It's a really classical release from Honda, and I think that Hot Wheels did a good job, but well, probably lately, when I'm becoming more exigent with my scale and my collections, I think that of course the Super Cub is a bit big when you compare it with the cars, but in terms of design and release, I think that Hot Wheels really did a nice work here. The Honda Super Cub. We return to Italy with this Automobili Pininfarina Battista that, as you can see here, I opened it before by mistake, before recording it. This one, it's not a first edition, because for the first time it was released in the deceased Hot Wheels ID line, if you remember the Hot Wheels ID. But this is the first time that they release it in the main line, just similar to what we did with the Super Pursuit car there from K.I.T.T. This I got it because it was the first edition in the main line. It actually has really nice details, as you can see here in the back and also in the front. And well, it's the rendition of this electric supercar designed by Automobili Pininfarina. This is the Battista. We come back to Japan again, and we come back to the first editions. This is the 1986 Toyota van. I don't remember the real name of this van. They are calling it just Toyota van. It's a heavily modified kind of combi, if we can call it like that. You see that it has wider fenders and of course the elongated bumpers, but it's a really beautiful edition from Hot Wheels, I think, because also kind of replicates the colors of the era of the 80s. You have the Toyota logo, you have the headlights there. In the interior, it's difficult to show it to you in camera, but it has a nice interior with 3 lines of seats, and it also has the side mirrors and the little wingy here, kind of to make what could be drifting. That I think that's why it's designed like that, and it's a really nice and beautiful edition from Hot Wheels, the Toyota van from 1986. We're almost there, guys. We already reviewed 15 of the 21 models. This is the number 16 that we are releasing, but in the collection is the 174th. It's also first edition. This is the Nissan Skyline 2000 GTR LB Works or Liberty Works. The Skyline is of course based, this version is based on a car that exists, is owned by the owner of Liberty Works, if I am correct. And the first thing is that this model is really heavy. I think it's because of the base. Well, it's plastic, but it's a heavy plastic because I can feel it. It has really tiny wheels, as you can see, kind of to replicate the lower stance of the real model. The real model, of course, is a modified version of one of the first Skylines that existed, and this rendition from Hot Wheels, it's, I would say, almost immaculate. You can see the fenders with all the details, with all the balls, the Liberty Works logos, also Liberty Works here in the mirror. You have the headlights also in the back. Well, in the backs we are missing the taillights, that could be the bad thing, but in general the model looks really amazing. And with more first editions, we continue with the executive electric area, because now we are talking about the Audi RS e-tron GT. This release from Audi, it's also set to compete with the Lucid Air or with the Tesla Model S or this kind of executive electric cars. And this one for me looks really beautiful because it has all the silhouette from the sports Audi, but also being kind of a chisel, if we can say, to look really elegant. Let me focus the back for you, if I can or not, because I want to see you to see all the details of the license plate, the Audi logo, the taillights, and in the front you also have the Audi logo, the headlights, and the plate. The model looks really nice. It has kind of a Bentley vibe, I think, or not? Well, maybe just my feeling. We move to a car that is not a first edition. This is the Batmobile from the Robert Pattinson movie. I bought it also in Latin America. You see the long car that we were discussing, and you can see here the logo of the movie. So let me release this one. As I said, not a first edition, it's actually a second edition. The first edition of the model was released in 2021 and it was completely black, just like in the movie. And I just really like this version when I saw it in the store, because it has this kind of military green, and I know that it's not movie accurate. It just, I said at the beginning of the video, it just called to me. I think that it's a really nice addition to the Batcave of the Cape Crusader. We continue with movies, but this time with the first edition. This, I think that you will remember, is from the Lightyear movie that you can see here, and this is the Armadillo. The Armadillo in the movie is some sort of transport, because I don't remember if it has wheels, but for sure it has this kind of a transporting chamber where the people goes in and then they just go around. Of course it flies in the space, but I really don't remember if it has this kind of wheel movements. You see all the colors, the number 2 of the movie. This one, Hot Wheels also released, if I don't know if you remember, these ships in a different collection, the Lightyear collection, and it included a different Armadillo, a bigger Armadillo, like more in scale with the ships. But this one, of course, they kind of reduce the size so it can match the standard size of the basic line from Hot Wheels. And we have 2 kits today. If you don't remember what KITT means, is nineT Industries 2000, so it was supposed to be the cars of the 2000s, and this is a concept. This is a Hot Wheels kit concept, but it's a licensed one. Universal, I think, that is the owner. I'm not sure, it should be here in the back. Yeah, Universal is the owner of the KITT brand, and they asked Hot Wheels to release a futuristic design. Let me open this model for you. So as I said, Universal asked Hot Wheels to design a futuristic version of the nineT Rider. As you can see here, it tries to continue it with the wedge shape of the original model. I see some similarities to the Vector cars, if you remember those. It's a super futuristic, also kind of Blade Runner version of KITT. You see the KITT name here, and a really nice feature that this car has. I will reduce the lightnings on the sides, give me a second, and also here a little bit on the top. Why? Because I want to show you that when you put a light in KITT below, you can see the scanning action of the new nineT Rider, which is super nice addition from Hot Wheels. Of course, the darker it is, the better you can see it, but this is the scanning motion from the model. So this is the new version of the nineT Rider. And for the last car, I'll turn up the lights again a bit. This is also a first edition, and this is a Hot Wheels original. This is the Turbine Sublime. The Turbine Sublime is part of the X Racers collection from Hot Wheels. These cars that are showing the interior of their bodies. The base is metal, the body is plastic. That's what usually happens with the X Racers. Here the interior, as you can see, well, you can see side to side, but the interior, this white part that you can see, I cannot show it to you in camera, but this part glows in the dark, and here you can see the name of the Turbine Sublime. It's a kind of sport concept car from Hot Wheels, and you have the movable lip. You will say, why do I need the movable lip? Well, if you put the movable lip down, the car looks really nice, lower stance, like really sporty, but it doesn't work really well in the Hot Wheels track. So what Hot Wheels does is they put this lip that you can move, and then suddenly the loops and everything can be taken easier. So this was the last model of today, the Turbine Sublime. So well, that was the part 2 of my Hot Wheels Basic Line 2022 unboxing. Another 21 models that really stood out from me from that year. Tell me in the comments which one is your favorite from today's batch, and also please remember to do the thing that helps me out here. And don't go too far. Part 3 drops next week, and we are to wrap up the series with the last models that I have from this year. So until then, my name is JR. Thanks for being here, and see you next time. Adios.